Stop giving out your number to men who you don't know what they're going to do with your number. Ask them before they take your number, what do you intend to do with my number? What do you intend to do with me? If you're going to have my number, what are your intentions? Ask a man that up front. Men who are weak-minded, narcissistic, whatever the case, they're going to feel intimidated by that. They're going to feel like, oh, I thought I could just do whatever I wanted with her. A man that is high quality and divinely masculine is wanting a woman to show up with respect for herself. Peace and prosperity. This is Esaia the Creatrix with the Creatrix Academy and earthfeminine.com. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to manifest gentlemen, men that are going to respect you and treat you with high regard. Before we dive deep into the video, I want to let you know that I have just recently created something that I felt that was much needed for women who feel like they are searching for divine masculinity, the man that is meant for them. For women who feel like good men are sparse and few and hard to find, this activation is for you. It is called He Exists, and it is a one-time activation that is teaching you how to get into alignment with the divinely masculine man that is meant for you. So if that is something that you're interested in, the link to enroll into that is down below. It's only $7. It is something anybody can access and utilize to align with divine masculine energy right now. So click the link down below to enroll into that. And without further ado, let's hop straight into the video. How to start manifesting gentlemen that treat you with respect. If you have been tired of being disrespected, of feeling like the man that you're dealing with could care less about showing you respect, about taking you into consideration, about prioritizing you, or anything like that, okay, this video is for you. Manifesting a man who is a gentleman and knows how to treat you with respect is going to start with you being able to recognize disrespect, even the smallest levels of disrespect. A man can't respect you at the highest level if you are not aware of the small and little ways that a man can disrespect you or is disrespecting you. When I was exiting a relationship that I had been cheated on in that relationship, and I was choosing to finally exit that relationship, when I was looking back on the dynamic of that relationship, when I was looking back on the way that relationship played out, over time and in my detachment from him, being aware of everything, I was able to see the little and small ways that he was disrespecting me that I didn't even realize. I wasn't sensitive to it. And when you're not sensitive to small levels of disrespect, there is a pattern somewhere inside of you that believes that you aren't respectable. Your thoughts, your feelings, your essence, that something about it is not respectable, and that this man is more respectable than you and your energy. And that is what desensitizes you to the small and subtle levels of disrespect, because there are subconscious patterns that you are playing out and beliefs that you have that communicate, I don't see myself very highly. I don't think of myself very highly. I'm okay with this kind of behavior because it matches how I feel about myself. Once you start to shift the beliefs that you have about yourself to a higher frequency, to higher standards, then you will start to become more sensitive to anything that doesn't align with those beliefs, with that new subconscious pattern that you have created. This is why women who end up manifesting extreme levels of physical abuse in a relationship, people usually say the signs were there, right? The signs of disrespect were there in the beginning. The signs of this man being capable of this level of abuse was there. It was just small at first, okay? And people will question, well, why didn't she leave, or why didn't she pack up and go when it was down here, okay? And it's because she didn't realize that these things were disrespectful, because her beliefs about herself matched that frequency. Once the abuse gets to the place that it's physical, where it is extreme, it doesn't have to be physical to be extreme, but that is a form of extremity. Once it manifests into physical abuse, that usually clicks something in a woman's mind, and sometimes it doesn't, okay? But usually it clicks something in a woman's mind, and it makes her realize that this man is disrespecting her. And not only that, but there are things about the way that she is thinking and believing about herself that makes her feel like she should experience this with a man, that this is a kind of love, that this is what love is, because this is how she loves herself, through her beliefs, through the way she thinks about herself, through the way she feels about herself. And it doesn't even have to be direct. It can be indirect. It can be through the women that she hangs out with. It can be the communities that she entangles herself with. And that's why for a lot of young women who are, interacting with the world of streaming and this new world of Twitch streaming and the new generation. Okay, I feel like I'm an old lady, y'all. I'm not that old. I'm literally still in my 20s. I will soon be exiting my 20s though. But I had a moment in my life where I just completely left, or I would say I was isolated from the world after I had my daughter. I was definitely isolated from the world, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that isolation. But since coming back and engaging a bit more, I'm realizing how younger women don't understand that if you're engaging yourself with communities that disrespect feminine energy, you won't know it unless you look in the mirror and you ask yourself, how do I really think about myself? How do I really feel about myself? Especially after you are experiencing disrespect. Okay? Once you start to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself these questions, what am I thinking about myself? What am I feeling about myself that is causing me to attract this kind of experience with a man? That is where you can begin to shift those thoughts, those beliefs, those patterns, and elevate yourself to a higher standard and a higher frequency. I know a lot of women would love for me to say that it's the men that are disrespectful, it's the men that are trash, it's the men that are lost in the sauce, and all of them are just so disrespectful. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I'm here with the intention to truly help you to grow and evolve and become the best version of yourself through connecting to your primal feminine self. And that includes me bringing your power back to you and saying, hey, you are the all-powerful creatrix. You are the reason for the season. And when you are manifesting this kind of reality with a man where he is disrespecting you, actively disrespecting you, okay, there's something going on there inside of your body, inside of your heart, inside of your soul. Wow, now that you've experienced this disrespect and you feel the pain of that, you get to transmute it. And that's the beauty of going through things. So once you've done this, you can now elevate your standards. You can now elevate your energy to the place that you know that you want it to be. And elevating your standards is essentially what is going to allow for you to manifest men who are gentlemen and who do want to respect you. Okay? This could either be transmuting a relationship you are already currently in. Okay, depending on the types of disrespect, because there's two types. There's the intentional disrespect and there's the unintentional, right? There's the unintentional when a man is just a goofball and he just doesn't know how to treat you, okay? I see one side as innocent and one side as guilty, okay? And I feel like the innocent side you can work with. You can work with the innocent side, and that innocence has the potential to be channeled into intention of a man intentionally choosing to show up the way that you desire him to show up for you. The other side, when a man is just plain intentionally disrespecting you, intentionally hurting you, cheating is intentional disrespect, lying is intentional disrespect, insulting you, intentional disrespect, okay? When children do something wrong and you correct them the first time, they know that they did something wrong. They know that they weren't supposed to behave in that way. A child knows this. So when a man does something and you have communicated and shown him that that's not what you're accepting in your life, and he continues to do it, and he does it again, and he does it again, he doesn't give a F-U-C-K. He doesn't care. He doesn't care, and he doesn't have the conscience to respect you. And that is not redeemable. So men on that side of the spectrum, we're not continuing with, okay? We're not proceeding with, because there's something wrong with them. You're not here to heal a man. He's supposed to be providing for you. Okay? So let those men go. For the men that are innocent and in their behavior, I'm talking about small things. I'm talking about a man who leaves the toilet seat up after you asked him to not do that, and he's like keeps leaving the toilet seat up out of habit or something like that, because right, that's innocent. It can be perceived as disrespectful, but it's innocent. I'm talking about, on the innocent side, men who might tell you a dirty joke, and you don't like men who tell you dirty jokes. You don't like that, okay? That's innocent, okay? And it's redeemable, okay? You don't like that behavior. It could be a man saying something and cursing, like in what he's saying. He's not necessarily cursing at you, but he's so passionate in what he's talking about, he's cursing. That can be perceived as disrespectful, but it's innocent, okay? So I hope y'all are seeing the difference between the two. And I'm not saying if a man is doing any of these things, just accept it, because it's not technically disrespectful. No, if it's disrespectful to you, it's disrespectful to you. What I'm saying is give him the chance, okay? I'm saying give him a chance to correct his behavior, because he might surprise you. And that has been my experience with the men who are on the innocent side of the spectrum, right? I've had men who have, called me, right, when we first started talking, started calling me back to back when I first meet them, or when we first start talking. And I've seen women who just immediately cut these men off and are just like, ew, like, that's a turn off. I don't want a man who calls me back to back to back. But I understand that a lot of men, they just don't know. They don't get it. They don't have any relationship skills. They don't have any of those things. So in those cases, I communicate, and I'm going to be teaching you all how to communicate, how to really get a man to connect with you and feel you and want to be the best man he can be for you in my upcoming 3-day immersion, Deeply Loved. So if you're interested in enrolling into that, the link is down below in the description. The pre-enrollment price is going to be going up on June 15th. So get in now while it's at the price that it is at currently. If you want to leave behind suffering and love and transform your relationship dynamics with the man that is meant for you into being one where you are deeply loved, revered, honored, and worshipped, then this is definitely the 3-day immersion for you. So I would love to see you in there. With that being said, I just want to clarify the differences there so you understand what's worth cutting off and what's worth salvaging or giving a chance. The man that was calling me back to back to back at that time, I communicated with him in the way that I'm going to be teaching you in Deeply Loved, and he immediately changed his behavior. Like he never, ever did it again. Okay? So that showed me that, oh, he does respect me. He just didn't get it. Okay? So, and then he went on to do a plethora of other things for me that I have bragged about on this channel before. So really, this is why I'm telling y'all to not write off these instances where men are behaving in these ways, because sometimes they don't know. Okay. Once you have raised your standards, raised the bar in what you want to experience in love, which I am also going to be getting into in Deeply Loved, in the first day. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you essentially the gist of raising your standards. And it's all going to start with how you carry yourself. When you have these new thoughts and beliefs about yourself, you're going to carry yourself in a certain way. You're not going to continue cursing all the time when you're in the presence of men. You're not going to continue dressing a certain way when you're in the presence of men. No, you're going to dress like you love yourself, like you're the most beautiful thing walking. You are going to speak with eloquence, with elegance, like you are an intelligent woman that is worthy of great things in life. You're going to walk like you are the star of your show. And even if a man is used to not having to do much with other women, not having to show up and do certain things with other women, when he comes in contact with you, he's going to feel such a sense of like, I have to be the right way for this woman, because I don't want to mess this up, right? Just because her energy and her aura is everything that I've wanted in my whole life, right? My dream woman. You embody this energy through the way that you carry yourself. You're no longer going to engage with men who do not meet your standards any longer. You have to clarify what these initial standards are when you are engaging with a man. I have these simple standards that have allowed me to be able to manifest gentlemen, men who want to respect me, and really, really high quality men into my life. And it all really just starts off with really how you allow a man to approach you. Okay, do you allow a man to try to call you from his car to get you to come over and walk up to his car so he can holler at you? Okay, do you allow men to roll up on you at the gas station and just ask you for your number and not tell you why he wants your number, what he's going to do with your number? Stop giving out your number to men who you don't know what they're going to do with your number. Ask them before they take your number, what do you intend to do with my number? What do you intend to do with me? If you're going to have my number, what are your intentions? Ask a man that up front. Men who are weak-minded, narcissistic, whatever the case, they're going to feel intimidated by that. They're going to feel like, oh, I thought I could just do whatever I wanted with her. No, sir. A man that is high quality and divinely masculine is wanting a woman to show up with respect for herself. Men who are high quality really get disappointed. To be honest, they get disappointed. They don't like when women, because they love women so much, they don't like seeing women deal with trash men. They don't like seeing women put up with disrespect. They just don't like it. So once you've raised your standards in what you are willing to accept from men in general, when men step into your life, then that is going to ripple. It's going to have a ripple effect into the universe, into the cosmos, that you want to be treated better. You want to be treated in ways that are in alignment with what you have intended for yourself to be treated as, and not just consciously intended, okay? Because we can say that we want something all day long, but it is an embodiment. It is a truth that we choose to live by. It is a decision that we make to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, who am I being and what am I believing in? And how is that related to what I am experiencing in my relationships with men? If you would like help with doing any of this, again, deeply loved, my 3-day immersion. We are going to be getting started on June the 13th. The link is down below. And if you feel like this video helped you to understand better how to start manifesting gentlemen, men who want to respect you into your life, then go ahead and share your comments down below. Do you agree with what I have shared in this video? Do you have another perspective? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear from you. Don't be afraid to raise your standards and start to walk in the truth of who you know you are and who you're meant to be. Because trust me when I say, when I began to raise the bar and really say no to be treated a certain way, when I started to walk in my confidence and walk in my worth, I realized that actually that annoys men who get off on disrespecting you a lot. Men who get off on disrespecting you, they like when you are meek. They like when you are more centered in your vulnerabilities and don't really speak highly or speak strongly of yourself. So always walk in that truth and in that knowing that you are worthy of respect. And not only that, but that you are choosing to believe and think in ways that are respectful of yourself. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.